Do you have the impression that you're stuck and that the treadmill won't stop? Do you often find yourself in circumstances that drain your happiness and vitality and leave you feeling empty? You are not by yourself, though. Everybody experiences moments when giving up seems like a far-off dream. What if this very act showed your greatest power? Today we'll explore the ageless lessons of Stoicism, which figures like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius gave us. These lessons center on the virtue of leading a life of emotional resilience. With 10 game-changing revelations, we'll examine how deciding to walk away is a brave move toward taking back your happiness and vitality rather than a sign of surrender. This video is your guidance when it comes to ending a toxic connection, quitting a job that doesn't fulfill you, or removing yourself from negative people. It's about having the courage to let go and the wisdom to know when enough is enough. It's time to arm yourself with the knowledge and bravery necessary to break free and enter a world of clarity, calm, and purpose. You're at the proper spot if you're prepared to give up on things that don't work for you and enter a life where you take charge. Remember to click the subscribe button. Your contribution instructs YouTube to disseminate this message to people who, like you, are in need of hearing it. I appreciate you being here. Together, let's embark on this path to learn how stepping away can actually be your greatest strength. 1. Not everything is worthy of your effort. Even though walking away is sometimes interpreted as a sign of weakness or failure, it actually has an untapped potential that, when used wisely, may drastically change your life. This age-old Stoic technique teaches us the value of concentrating on what is really important and the art of letting go. Picture yourself at a fork in the road, where each option offers a choice between hanging on to people, places, or routines that drain you, or making the brave decision to go forward and find inner peace and growth. With their ageless wisdom, Seneca and Marcus Aurelius urged us toward realizing that our power comes from deciding where to focus our limited energy rather than from enduring needless suffering. In the fast-paced world of today, using this power requires knowing when a job, relationship, or way of life is no longer serving your best good. It's about realizing that some fights are not worth fighting, not because you can't win, but rather because the victory is meaningless in and of itself. It is hearing that still small voice inside you that says, "There's more to life than this," and putting on brave face and moving away from the chaos to discover your harmony. Walking away is a sign that you are heading toward a life of fulfillment and purpose, rather than fleeing from difficulties. It's about creating room for new options that fit your goals and values, so that stepping away from a surrender becomes a strong decision to make a change. 2. It's not selfish to set limits. Setting limits is actually a brilliant move of intelligence and self-care, not selfishness. Think of every conversation you have and every choice you make, yes or no, as if you were creating a line in the sand. These boundaries are meant to indicate where your peace begins and ends, not to keep the outside world in. Really, it's an art form that calls for both the warrior's might and the dexterity of a painter. Walking away then becomes your finest weapon, a statement that you cherish your quiet over the din of the outside world. The harsh reality is that you have finite resources when it comes to your energy and emotional health. You have the right to protect those as much as you would valuables. You're not being cruel or cold when you decide to leave settings or people who continuously step over the boundaries you've established. You're engaging in a radical yet profoundly transformative practice of self-respect. This clearly communicates the message, "I am the protector of my peace, and I choose who and what deserves my time and attention." Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the need of realizing what is under our control and letting go of what isn't, is strongly ingrained in this decision. Walking away is about picking conflicts that are worth fighting and engagements that will enhance you rather than drain you. It is not about giving up. It's important to realize that not every conflict calls for your involvement or your voice. It's not just smart to know when to move back and when to lean in the modern dance of life, where everyone is fighting for your time and attention. It's critical to your emotional and mental well. 3. Not all closures are external. Together, let's address a widespread misconception, the notion that closure, the elusive sense of calm we seek following a trying circumstance or relationship, can only come from an outside source. We wait impatiently for an apology, a sign, or an acknowledgement that might never arrive at the door of our hearts. Seeking this external closure, we deny ourselves of our own strength and impede our own advancement. However, as Stoicism has taught us, we are capable of creating our own tranquility by choosing to leave a conversation even when it is still ringing in our ears. Walking away may be powerful, even if the world typically suggests that remaining, fighting, and confronting are the signs of strength. But let these words reverberate in your mind the next time you contemplate your power. A Stoic elder once observed, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." It has nothing to do with arguments or holding out for an explanation or apologies. True strength is found in mastering the caliber of your thoughts. The capacity to select self-love, calm over chaos in the mind, and development over animosity is what true power is all about. You must mentally leave just as you do physically. You have to make a commitment to block out the ideas that drag you back into the painful and perplexing loop. That's when the value of stepping away becomes apparent. It's a practical weapon in your toolbox to combat chronic pain. Imagine now that you turned that key and deliberately chose to seek closure from within, rather than waiting for a sign. Take control of your thoughts and lead them toward compassionate shores by releasing yourself from your bonds. Move your attention from why to what now, and let your experiences become bridges rather than walls. Give yourself the satisfaction you believed was exclusive to other people. That's the secret to going away with power, the secret to finding inner serenity. 4. Getting out of your comfort zone is frequently the path to growth. Ever find yourself staring at a closed door while your heart raced at the thought of leaving familiarity behind? It's an exciting and scary time to be at the crossroads of change. As the Stoics held, bravery is not just storming into combat, but also understanding when to back down for the good of the larger good. Think about the butterfly, which must leave the protection of its chrysalis before it may dance with the breeze. When we dare to step outside of our comfort zones, our greatest power emerges, not because the outside world is less scary, but rather because we owe it to ourselves to realize the wings we already possess. Walking away is not a sign of surrender. Rather, it's a decision to go to a new battleground where your chances of winning are higher. It's admitting that uncertainty and change till the soil from which growth emerges. It is freeing to draw a line in the sand and say no to circumstances that hinder our progress. A great deal of bravery is needed to venture into the huge unknown and leave behind the familiar. However, that vastness also presents us with the chance to reinvent ourselves and create lives that are incredibly meaningful to us. Marcus Aurelius pondered, echoing the Stoics, that the best kind of retaliation is to avoid becoming like your adversary. Walking away, then, is not running. Rather, it's making the decision to forgo pointless conflicts. Equipped with this knowledge, envision the possibilities you could pursue and the person you could develop into, much like a butterfly making its debut. The art of walking away can lead you on a magnificent metamorphosis, a trip of becoming, fulfillment, and discovery. The first step towards this adventure is to go outside of your comfort zone. 5. You have no power over other people. Understanding that some conflicts are not worth fighting, particularly when the battle is attempting to alter others around us, has a subtle power. It can be as fruitless as trying to teach a fish how to climb a tree, to try to mold someone into your ideal. It saps your vitality, distorts your happiness, and, above all, it ignores a basic reality. Internal realizations, not outside pressure, are what ignite personal development and transformation. Realizing this might help you release the burden of unfulfilled expectations and concentrate on the only person you have the power to change. yourself. The more you try to control something, the more it controls you. Free yourself and let things take their own natural course, might be said by a contemporary Stoic, reiterating the maxim that freedom can only be found in acceptance. This is about refocusing your efforts rather than giving up. Rather than dedicating your entire being to altering someone else, channel that same energy toward your own growth and well-being. Develop interests that uplift your soul, create routines that support your physical and mental health, and participate in connections that promote development on both sides. By doing this, you become a change agent, not by coercing people into changing for you, but by leading by example. Understanding what really matters to you and having a strong connection to your basic values are necessary for mastering the ability to walk away. It's about setting boundaries with dignity and refusing to back down from difficulties that make you lose your composure. Each step you take away from trying to alter someone else is a step closer to your own progress and self-discovery. It creates a space where relationships can thrive based on knowledge and respect for one another, rather than trying to shoehorn others into preconceived notions. To put it simply, walking away is moving toward a life where you can flourish and be rooted in the knowledge that change starts with you, rather than simply stepping away from the struggle of trying to change other people. 6. Have faith in your gut. The art of embracing the strength to let go is a delicate waltz with life's rhythms, and at its core is the important act of having faith in your instincts. It's similar to having an internal compass that guides you toward contentment and serenity, even when the way is unclear. This compass whispers to you instead of yelling, guiding you toward choices that are consistent with your core beliefs. It takes guts to learn to listen to this inner counsel. It's about having the courage to pause, pay attention, and follow your own intuition, even if it contradicts social norms or the views of people in your immediate vicinity. The first step in learning the skill of walking away is to develop a calm mind, one that can discern the hints of intuition among the cacophony of daily existence. This may include setting aside time during the day to discover stillness and create self-reflection periods. If there's even a hint of a no when you ask yourself, "Does this align with my core?" That's your clue. It's about learning to be at ease in your own company, to sit with your thoughts and accept the guidance they provide without jumping to conclusions or looking for approval from others. This ability is liberating because it puts you squarely in control of your life and gives you the ability to make decisions based on conviction and self-awareness. 7th lesson, giving up doesn't imply walking away. Envision yourself in a chess game where, midway through, you discover that your plan of attack is bringing you to a dead end. The boldest action? Modifying your strategy, even if it requires giving up a crucial piece. Apply this reasoning to life's enormous chessboard now. Every step back, every time you decide to leave something that is no longer useful to you, is a tactical retreat rather than a sign of failure. Take into consideration the subtle instruction from the Stoic sage Epictetus, who declared, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This exact act is your power move, your silent roar that says, "I value my peace and progress over the illusion of victory at any cost." Even though they are old, these statements still hold true today. Pay attention to the power you hold within rather than the mayhem outside. Accepting the notion of walking away means realizing that real power comes from picking your battles carefully, not from fleeing obstacles. It's about realizing when a particular route no longer fits your goals or who you are. What shapes champions is this epiphany, this capacity to step back and turn toward a direction that invites development. Walking away is a powerful move, but it also requires guts and self-awareness, which are traits that are all inside us and just need to be developed. It's about accepting that not every circumstance calls for your attention. Use this mindset when making decisions about your work, relationships with others, or any other aspect of your life where you are at a crossroads. Is this helping me become more of the person I want to be? If the response is negative, you've found an important reality. Walking away is a calculated step toward your real objectives, not a loss. Allow this decision to serve as your proclamation of freedom from outside forces attempting to shape your path. Accept it as your most powerful ability. Eighth lesson: speak with your actions. Every conflict we choose not to engage in, and every hurtful phrase we choose not to speak, brings us one step closer to a deep strength that many fail to recognize. Remaining silent could seem like the easiest solution, the least resistance. However, it calls for great bravery, as well as a profound awareness of one's own ideals and talents. When you choose to remain silent in the midst of criticism or confrontation, it speaks volumes about your intelligence. Marcus Aurelius once pondered how much more harm we cause to ourselves when we hold on to things too much and refuse to let go. His remarks reaffirm the strength that comes from choosing peace over righteousness rather than backing down, not because we are powerless to respond. Making the deliberate decision to leave individuals or situations that deplete our energies or go against our morals is a respectable and self-preserving move. It all comes down to valuing our tranquility and not allowing it to be jeopardized. This is about realizing that not every war is ours to fight, not about escaping obstacles. It's realizing that our tranquility, time and energy are valuable resources that we get to choose how and where to use. We recover our power and refocus our attention on activities that are consistent with our values by turning away. Actions that, without a word being said, reveal a great deal about our goals and character. To fully utilize this capacity, one must have a strong sense of self-awareness and realize that sometimes the best course of action is to remain silent and uninvolved. When we leave with purpose, we're demonstrating strength rather than weakness because we've acknowledged our limitations and picked our battles well. It's a calculated approach that enables us to save our energy for endeavors that are genuinely valuable, for creating a life that is consistent with our core beliefs. As we put this into practice, we also become a lighthouse of composure and fortitude in a world too frequently dominated by conflict and snap decisions. Walking away becomes our greatest strength, a silent declaration of our independence and unbreakable inner tranquility. Lesson 9. Look within for approval. Finding inner validation means following your own rhythm, even when it appears like the world is creating a cacophony that overpowers our unique beats. It's about realizing that your value is independent of the praise or condemnation of others, and finding strength in isolation. Consider yourself to be a powerful oak. Your roots are deep, not because of the adoration you receive from onlookers, but because of the sustenance you receive from the soil of your own self-worth. The essence of Marcus Aurelius' wisdom reminds you that the key to unrestricted tranquility lies not in gathering external validation, but in cultivating an inner sanctuary of self-approval. Marcus Aurelius once pondered, reflecting on the nature of external approval, "Do I have any control over it?" He mused, "No." Then he concluded, "Dismiss it. Start an honest and uplifting conversation with yourself before setting off on this beautiful adventure. Rewrite the stories that society has ingrained in your mind, eliminating those that obstruct your journey to self-awareness. Envision the person you want to be, your desires and your goals. Then confidently go on that road, understanding that obstacles and setbacks are simply teaching opportunities rather than indicators of your value. Make a mantra that speaks to your innermost being. When the mist of doubt descends, let it serve as your guiding light. Additionally, keep in mind your truth, your principles, and the beauty of your journey, while the outside world is a flurry of expectations and opinions. Seeking validation from inside has infinite strength and freedom, which you will discover in these moments of unwavering dedication to your own value. 10th lesson: enjoy the fresh air. Your life is a work of art, a blank canvas that can only be painted by you. Every line and every hue is a representation of the decisions you make and the routes you decide to take or avoid. Choosing to walk into a new route that is expansively open and uncluttered is what it means to embrace fresh air. It helps to clear your thoughts and revitalize your spirit. Consider it this way. There's no denying the instant relaxation and clarity that come from going outside and taking a deep breath of fresh air when you're inside a room where the air feels stuffy and oppressive. A comparable outcome results from your choice to leave situations that are no longer beneficial to your development or well-being. It's like throwing open the windows of your soul to allow fresh insights and opportunities. You're heading toward a life that feels more in line with who you are and who you want to be by making this decision, not away from it. Marcus Aurelius once pondered the importance of maintaining inner tranquility as the strongest defense. You have found your greatest power if you can withdraw inside. When you use this wisdom, remember that sometimes the best way to protect your serenity is to let go of things that disturb it. It's essential and practical. New seeds can sprout when the old ones are let go of. When you allow yourself to leave behind situations or relationships that feel like you're trekking against the relentless wind, just think of the potential that lies ahead. Now is the moment to turn around, let the wind carry you further, and welcome the voyage of self-discovery. The strongest indication of your strength and respect for your well-being is your decision to walk away. And in doing so, you shine like a resilient and inspirational beacon. There is a wide vista ahead of us, full with opportunities for new beginnings and exciting experiences. Accept it. Allow each step you take to distance yourself from things that make you feel less happy and enlightened, to be a step toward your own happiness. Upon contemplating the Stoic wisdom and the skill of walking away, we have come to see that discernment and the courage to select our engagements wisely are the sources of strength. It highlights the importance of strategically retreating to save our energy for endeavors that are consistent with our basic beliefs. What insights have you gained from this investigation? Tell us in the comments below. Like, share, and participate in this journey towards greater self-awareness and fulfillment if you're passionate about personal development. We appreciate your time and we'll see you in our upcoming video.